We good? I always do this. I do stupid things when we start because yeah. Anyways, welcome everybody to another meeting of the United States Pirate Party. My name is Drew Bingaman. I am your captain for this evening. We will start with IDs. Johnny, if your mic is working, if not, we'll move on. I think maybe Johnny is not working, but he was typing into the chat earlier, so that's fine. Okay. Johnny is our Pennsylvania representative, and he'll be chatting, and we all can see that. So, moving on, Ty.
Hello, United States Pirate Party Vice Chair, and my name is Ty Clifford.
All right, V.
Hello, I'm Sarai Silvivens Oviedo from Texas, and I am the Swarm Care Manager.
Awesome. Yari, I see you next.
Hi, I'm Yari Rose Klein, and I am the California representative.
Awesome. Michael?
Hello. My name is Michael. I am the scribe/secretary, however you want to call me, for the United States Pirate Party. And, yeah.
All right, thank you. Jamie?
Hi, my name is James O'Keefe, and I am subbing in for the other Massachusetts representatives from the Commonwealth of Massachusetts.
Awesome. All right, thank you, everybody. I guess we're up to reports. Somebody want to go? Do we have an IT report? Not really.
Not at the moment. We are the No Safe Harbor. We have the images, and V has been kind enough to put together a website. They just all need to get spun together under their sub uspirates.uspirates.org. That'll probably get done this week. But other than that, that's all we have for now.
Oh, that's cool. And by no means, if you have nothing, that's fine. Don't feel like there's pressure here. Ty, do you have anything that you'd like to report?
Just that we've had, excuse me, we've had one inquiry for the position of auditor, so I'm going to be speaking with them a little bit more as soon as they get back. They asked me to just give them like I guess more detail, and I just let them know that it's a basic role of auditing. Just make sure there are no violations, nobody is dipping into the pot, making sure like when we go to do stuff, make sure we're not violating any campaign or regulation laws or anything like that. So I'm waiting to hear back from them. It appears that they have a well-qualified background, but of course, there needs to be an election and get time for other people to, get on board as well. So that's the only thing I have for this week.
Awesome. I mean, it's also a good chance for somebody to learn about that stuff too.
Absolutely.
If you want to dip your, you want to jump in and kind of learn about some of those things, that would be awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So,
There's only two qualifications, just research and have good ethics. There's their only qualifications, really.
That's right. We're ethical pirates here. All right. V, anything that you have?
Slowly working on two things. Working on a newsletter. We asked around. IT gave us a few sentences. Waiting for platform and outreach to write in there a little bit. Another thing that I'm working on is regional meetings for. My campaign is called "Do You Want to Build a Pirate Party?" And just look up at the regional level to see what's going on and who's available, because everyone's a pirate, they just don't know it yet. And then so like that's internal, but like outward, I did crash the Massachusetts pirate party meeting. Great to hear how my favorite thing about crashing meetings is seeing everybody's like leadership style and how the swarm operates in different capacities. I'm really big on theory sometimes. And I also crashed the UK Pirate Party. Um, just learning how they're going through the process and getting the election committee. And I was like, oh my gosh, you have to pay what? Like just learning all these like different laws and stuff. Very exciting to continue working and finding opportunities for our pirates to work together. Um, I know that I mentioned before a working group with PPI Pirates Parties International. I just haven't set it up yet, but we're probably looking at three working groups, and I'll just repeat this: AI and development, uh, graphic design and campaigning, both in print media and web social media, and then a third group for ecological concerns. So that's what we're doing in the office of the Swarm Care Manager. Cool stuff.
Yeah, awesome. Great job. Awesome. Well done. I can. Anybody else have anything they'd like to put on the record? Ty, go ahead.
V, you said that you had to pay for something, or there was a cost of something?
Oh no, I was learning about what the UK Pirate Party had to pay to how we have
Oh, okay. My apologies.
right, yeah. So like at one point we did applications to be a national party, and so they're still working on that, and just like learning about like the differences is like in like donation and like international donations. Um, I don't know. I
Oh,
just
yeah, it gets tricky.
yeah. So
That's
yeah,
why I want an auditor.
yeah. That's why we need an auditor so we can spend our money.
All right, awesome. Jamie, do you still want to chime in? No, you're good? Okay, awesome. All right. Officially, we should look for approval for our tentative date for our auditor election. We had an informal discussion last week. We did not have quorum, so we kind of landed on, I think, which would be our next JITSI meeting, which is in 2 weeks. So that would be, yes, October 15th. Thank you, V. So I guess I'd be looking for a motion to accept that date, and then discussion if there's an issue with that.
So
Motion to accept the date.
There we go.
Is there a second, Yari? All right. Do we have any objections to accepting the date? Do we need to discuss it? No, not. I'm not. I'm not
I
seeing
mean,
any.
I know there was a concert I was considering going to that day, but I don't need to go to that.
Well, you can be
It's-
on
well, it's
remotely. Right? Get the technology. Right?
It would be a concert in New York City, so like I don't know if I'd rather go into New York City.
Michael, if you want to go to the concert, go to the
go to the
concert, and we can,
cool.
between myself and other people, we can take care of the election.
Fair, valid. I'll let y'all know when that gets closer.
V, go ahead. V.
I might not go.
Oh my gosh, Michael, you do this to us every time.
I know. I'm sorry.
I believe we also selected an election committee. Do we have to vote on that, or just remind everyone who we selected for the election committee? Which I remember it was 4 people. Does anybody remember who volunteered for the
yes, actually,
I volunteered
as a matter of fact,
as well.
yes, I do. It was me and Dustin and Ty and Michael.
And me.
There were 4 of
That's
us.
right.
Okay, great.
I
Just
actually-
reminder.
Yes, that's actually in the that's in the notes from last week.
The
so-
minutes.
the minutes, yeah. So even though it was an official meeting, we still have minutes because it was an IRC meeting, and that makes it easy. So welcome, Jester. Yes. Would you ID for us, please?
Sure thing. My name is Ashley Melody. I am the interim representative for the Indiana Pirate Party.
Awesome. Thank you so much. just to catch you up real quick, we were talking about having our auditor election in 2 weeks, and I was looking for. We have a motion and a second to accept that date. Do you have any objections to us moving forward with that date for the auditor election?
I have none.
Okay, thank you. And I'm guessing there's no other objections. I think we can check that off the list. And so what else do we got? I didn't have much else. We needed to nail that down. I would open just for discussion for action items or anything we need to discuss or vote on, since we do have everybody here right now. Maybe not everybody, but we have enough.
Bullying? Question mark.
Do you want to elaborate on that, V?
Yes. After, can't even remember when. So recently, the United States Pirate Party has a dedicated bully, and I myself, as well as other people, and I wasn't even an officer at that time, were called by name and just all this, so we should make a stand against bullying and make a response, or some way that us as the PNC can respond to when our members get bullied, whether they are still officers or not. And Yari was working on it, and that's okay, Yari, if you have nothing new.
I just totally forgot. Because life. I'll tell you what I was doing. Is I have here the work that I just pulled it up upon your reminder, so thank you. The work that I was in the middle of, which I was rewriting the social media guidelines that we had agreed to. I do think that there should be something separate from that as well, just maybe in our platform or something like that. But I think that our social media guidelines, in regards to how we interact with people online, and in regards to how we sort of interface with bullying and harassment, as they are written right now, are frankly like wholly inadequate to addressing the problem head on, in any way that that really what am I trying to say?
Any effective manner?
Huh?
In an effective way? Or is that...
Yeah, in an effective way that considers at all the effects of bullying on oppressed and marginalized peoples. Right? It's basically the rules right now are be polite, and that's about all they say. And the problem with being polite is that it actually is effectively the same thing as feeding being polite is feeding the trolls. Anyway, there's documented evidence of that. I can show you books.
It's the general rule of if someone's not playing by the rules, you kind of have to throw the rules out the window, don't you?
Yeah, but there are ways of throwing the rules out the window. There are tactics. Anyway, so I'm trying to rewrite the social media guidelines with that whole reframe in mind. And I got about halfway through and then forgot that I was doing this because other things came up. So I now have it back up on my computer and will hopefully get farther this time. And I can send it to anyone else who would like, even in its current state. But I do think even apart from this, which I think should be done, and I will, as soon as myself and whoever else wants to co-create this with me gets this done, I do think it should be proposed and hopefully passed in whatever version ends up getting changed. I would also like to ask that not me, someone else, please, take on the task of something platform position, maybe? Question mark?
An anti-bullying platform position.
Yeah, like I know we have the bigotry one, right? The anti-bigotry one, but
I
it
think
would be nice to elaborate a bit.
I think the bigotry, for some odd reason, I see that one hit the most. I think we could just elaborate more on the bigotry and just bigotry and bullying, the BB platform, and see what happens from there, because they do need updated. Some people are just lashing out, but then some people are I guess you said you had a dedicated bully, so some people are just bored, and that's all they do. So I guess it does need to be addressed and updated to address it, right?
Yeah, no, definitely. I agree. Yeah,
I could
this is like
experiment with trying to do it, but I can't make any promises because
sure.
usually I mean, I'm not sure. Like I said, I'll try. Don't hold me to it, but I will send you something here in a couple of days for bullying.
Go ahead, Yari.
To be clear, I guess what I'm asking is, and Ty, if you wanna play around with that yourself, I think that'd be lovely. But I guess to be clear, what I was sort of initially suggesting is that if there's someone who could take this to the platform committee, I think that either an elaboration on the current statements that are in the platform or a wholly additional statement on this that could go in the platform would be an excellent ask for the platform committee for their next meeting. And Ty, if that's something you want to like get an initial wording of, and then have some sort of refinement at the next platform meeting, I think that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, absolutely. That was my plan, was to come up with something that would be like a 1, 2, 3 sentence type of thing. And Dustin, he's pretty crafty with words. So I think he would probably revise it after that.
Awesome. All right, cool.
Cool.
V, you also said something about the committee chairs, and I am blanking on. I know we talked about this too in one of the chats somewhere. Was there something, maybe you can refresh my memory on it?
Oh well, it's a little bit of a. Okay, so first of all, worldwide, pirate parties have low volunteers, volunteer numbers. So it's not even like our problem that our committees are not meeting, but our committees are not meeting. And so maybe if we can, talk about it or brainstorm or something. I understand that a weekly commitment is a lot, and several weeks before, I made a statement that said any weekly 4 days out of the week commitment of myself was too much. Um, so it's not my. I mean, I know that I just like to work and hang out, um, but asynchronously it works better for me, instead of coming to committees. So I don't know what we can talk about that's that second point, because right now as it stands, Dustin is co-chairing or chairing platform and outreach, because our outreach committee liaison did step back, um, for whatever reasons, right? This is not a judgment place. And yeah, nobody met last week, actually, for 2 weeks in a row now. So yeah, maybe we can decide hey, maybe meet bi-weekly or something like that.
What I would suggest, there are times I've noted statistically, there are just simply some periods where it's dead, and there's really nothing that you can do about it. Sometimes, some weeks will just be dead. Here's what I'd recommend: continue the regular meetings for the next 2 weeks, and then we can try bi-weekly, just to see, just to make sure, because it is a good suggestion. I think that's a wonderful thing, but I would just follow through one more time and then change it up to see if bi-weekly would be a little bit better, and maybe even condensing the meetings, having the platform outreach consecutively.
Yeah, just hang on, Michael. Yeah, Johnny says, is it possible to meet is it possible not to meet in real time? Just use Discord and or a forum to allow people to contribute when they can. I think that's what V was talking about. Is, you know, asynchronously works a little bit better for them. So I mean, I honestly think we probably would do the best asynchronously, but so I agree. But you know, I think I'm of the mind that the committee should kind of nail that down themselves. But I don't, not really one to. Hey, I just got buzzed. It's Mitch. Sorry for the distraction. Michael, go ahead, and then Jamie.
Yeah, just a, I don't know, thing to maybe know as a possibility of like less attendance. Is it possible that I mean, I don't know about all of our volunteers, but is it possible that a lot of like the bulk of what, like, who makes up the committee is just taken up by life? Like, I'm sure a lot of us are students, and I'm sure many of the volunteers actually are students. I see a lot of, like, you know, people in the teens or like in early 20s. So just like a thought, like it's possible that um, a lack of attendance for committees could be due to just life, like school, for example, or work, or just, especially this time of year as it gets into like the real, like, I don't know, meat and bones and potatoes and whatever the phrase is. I don't know what the phrase is.
These next
I've
couple
heard of
months do
it,
get
but-
hectic.
So yeah.
To get to the skull and crossbones of the problem.
Mhm.
Jamie, go ahead.
I think it's fine to meet asynchronously and then just jump onto a video chat if there's something you need to deal with, as long as we're keeping up with status in the wiki in some way. And I think it's important, if you have someone who's kind of the herder of cats, to, even if it's just a week of, hey, here's a check-in, like how's everyone doing? And if you don't hear back from them, then you reach out to individual people just to kind of remind them that things are going on. If they committed to something, just remind them. And if it's like, yeah, really, I've been slammed this week and I couldn't do it, but I can do it next week, it's like, cool, that's fine. We know what the status is. And then you keep that up in the wiki, so if anyone wants to see where things are, they can find out.
I know what you said, Drew, because I saw your.
Sorry, Yari, then Ty.
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah. You're good. Yeah. I think one thing that I want to keep in mind through all this is that we are all, we are, what am I trying to say? I'm trying to say that burnout or other life commitments, when they do hit, require often some sort of respite. And I think that my question is, there are times when when we do our volunteer work with the USPP as a group, when we're co-creating things, when we're making stuff together, and it can be generative, and it can be restorative. And there are times when it is volunteer work, right? And I think trying to create a space as much as possible where it is a balance of the two, I think is, of course, to our benefit. And if people are feeling shitty or not showing up, and that has been determined, right? If it's like, oh, like everyone's just like tired right now, or like we're all being slammed by stuff, then maybe just like maybe this next week we just go like, okay, like instead of committee meetings, like we just have a Jackbox and movie party, right? And it's just like the cool version of Pirate Chat, and then like that's the thing. And then like if you want to do any meeting stuff, it's asynchronous. Like that's just what we do for next week. And then we jump back into and then we try and jump back into the regular rhythm, right? I think there's a benefit to, thank you, V. I didn't know that. I think there's a benefit to stuff like that. That sounds cool though.
V, I want to just make a note to come back to you so that you can talk about that a little bit.
Yeah.
But go ahead, Ty. I'm sorry. Are you all done there for now, Yari? Okay, cool. Ty, go ahead.
Jamie described it how I was thinking it, and between it's like a common ground between what V is saying and what I want. And again, he's explained it really well. So I do think that would be an amazing thing. We could chime in when we need to, and in text form or whatever, and then it's like at a certain point you kind of have to talk in voice for some things, or maybe you need to screen share something, and then you could just, whenever it needed to be, you would just make that schedule to do that, and you could meet whenever. If it's two people just meeting, it doesn't have to be the whole branch, right? It could just be two people going, well, okay, I need this or you need that. I think that's a really good idea.
I think we're getting there. I think we'll find a place. We'll find the way it works. My question is, before we get to V talking about what's coming up in a couple of days, do we have any dungeon masters in the group? Yep. I mean, hey, we got to get your microphone fixed, Johnny, but if we need something that's just fun and recharging, like we could do. I mean, I think I have a lot of the Pathfinder stuff. I mean,
I am so down.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, it's something that we can do over this, and that's it's just an idea. I mean, I am inexperienced at playing. I know it's hard to believe, but I am a little inexperienced at D&D. Like that's just mainly because it's always been hard to get people together to play. My other fantasy creds are a little bit better than that. But,
I want to see Jamie play D&D.
I mean, it's an idea. If it could work, I would be down for that. So, what does the beard mug mean? I don't know all the definitions for the party. Oh, party, awesome. Yes, party. V, if you could talk about what you got going on Wednesday. Is that Wednesday or Tuesday?
That's Tuesday. So Outreach has been trying to. We were doing weekly activities for Pirate Chat. Attendance went down, so we started doing bi-weekly activities. October 3rd, we have game night. We're playing Among Us. I even made a cute graphic for it that I'm going to try to pull up. I've been told we need 4 people to play Among Us. Don't know anything about it other than we need 4 people. So, like, if 4 people show up, that's what we're playing. If not, we'll just do something else.
On that note, I will also say the more people in Among Us, the better. Usually it's like the most fun with like 10 people. And like, I mean, obviously we can chat about this later, but just wanted to make note. Pirates, if you're out there watching, listening to the stream, come join us. I mean, I don't know if I'll be there, but come join us for the Among Us night.
For what it's worth, also going back to the previous idea of a D&D or a table role-playing game, you know, we can always live stream it too. Try to get we're not you know, we're fun. So
We
just
could
an idea.
absolutely do a pirate. Oh dang! Now I'm getting ideas.
See, this is great. This is a brainstorming session, right? So, anyways, I think that's something that would be very cool. So, good stuff. Yes, absolutely. Dream big. So awesome. All right, I think we got some places to go with the committees, and obviously we have some ideas for outreach and some fun stuff, which sounds awesome. So, yeah. Anything else? Does anybody have anything else that we need to discuss? We need to talk about. We need to vote on.
I don't have anything.
Yari, did we lose you, or you just? Okay.
I'm writing ideas for the.
Okay, no, that's do that. No, that's awesome. Great. I absolutely appreciate that. So yeah, awesome. Yeah, I mean, I don't have anything else. If you guys don't have anything else, we've got our election in 2 weeks. I mean, I would. That's awesome. I love that idea. That's amazing. I have a hat.
Nice.
Could you share that idea?
Oh yeah, sorry.
I see it's in the chat, but maybe the people who are watching aren't looking at the chat. I don't know.
David Hall on the YouTube chat said maybe do a steampunk themed RPG and be airship pirates. Yeah, I think a pirate adventure would be pretty ridiculously awesome. So yeah, I think almost anything we do that it would be a role playing game would be amazing. So,
it would honestly it would help drive engagement with the party itself, which is something that honestly in the age of the internet we need to start doing. Like, we need to leverage the fact that we are the party of the internet. Let's start doing something like this.
Yeah.
I mean, let's try doing some internet events. Come on, let's do this.
All right. I think it sounds
I was
like
thinking the exact same thing. Yeah. We're the pirate of the internet. We're the party of the internet.
Party. Yeah.
Party.
Yeah.
That's
let's have it. Let's have a real
let's
pirate
actually
party, right?
embrace that. Yeah.
Yeah.
The internet can be fun. It can also be like really tolling, depending on where you look.
Yeah.
But like outside of Twitter and social media, the internet is a fun place.
Yeah.
And outside of the dark web, but like, I mean, it's
the dark
another
web.
story for another
The
time.
dark web's pretty cool sometimes, actually.
It's
What about
cool,
dark web
but
radio?
like you got to be careful. You have to like go in with like handlebars or like you have to like.
Yeah, motion
Know what
to
you're getting
adjourn.
into.
Motion to adjourn.
Call from my mother. I will be right back.
I'm gonna say that's a motion in second. Jamie, go ahead.
I just wanted to say a viewing party for Castle in the Sky or Porco Rosso, which are 2 Studio Ghibli films that feature flying and piracy. I would highly recommend.
I mean, Netflix did just come out with their live action One Piece, so you don't have to watch 1,000 episodes. I mean, I don't know. I never really watched the anime, so I was digging that. I don't know if it's good or bad compared to the anime. I'm sure the real fans are probably say it's not that great, but I enjoyed it. So yeah, that's something like that's awesome too. So yeah, and it looks like V says we'll put it in the queue. So awesome. All right, we had a motion and a second, and I don't see anybody else wants to speak. So all in favor of adjourn? Say
Aye.
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 An unofficial eye for me.
Jester
Aye.
and Johnny, are we good? Just to make it unanimous? All right, we're good. Aye. Aye from Johnny. Okay, thank you everybody. I do love some of the ideas that we come up with. We're better together. That's for sure. I think so. And that's the whole idea of the swarm. So thank you everybody for joining us. I hope anybody that has any interest in any of these ideas that we talked about or would like to contribute in any way, probably one of the best ways is to get on the Discord, which we have links on our website, and it's on the wiki too, right? Discord is on the wiki. Okay.
Yep.
Yes, check out the wiki and our website, uspirates.org. And November is coming fast, so vote pirate. Yeah, cool.
We're out.
Dig it. Awesome.